Now, the outbreak of the coronavirus has, as you know, shut down schools nationwide, schools which normally act as a safety net, protecting children from violence before it's too late. My next guest, Dr. Jayme Coffman, is a pediatrician who is sounding the alarm for innocent children who should be protected and cared for at this time, but they are now at risk. And Dr. Coffman joins us from Cook Children's Medical Center in Fort Worth, Texas, a hospital I know very well. My brother was treated there when I was a reporter at KTVT, CBS in Dallas, Fort Worth. I reported on all of the medical advancements and all of the things that Cook does for children. So thank you so much for joining me. Dr. Coffman, I have to tell you, we talked a lot at the beginning of this pandemic about the number of children who would be missing meals from school, meals that they were not getting at home, and how much we depend on schools to feed so many of our nation's children. I did not hear a lot about what you have now brought to light, the number of children who are protected from abusers because they are able to go to school every day.
Oh, definitely. We know statistically that the number one reporters are actually educators. So the fact that children aren't in school means that our number one reporters aren't there. So the teachers are crucial. All of the members of the educational system, the school nurses, the counselors, the teachers, everybody is crucial because they all have a relationship with these children and their families. And they're going to see differences in the children. They're going to know when they've missed school for several days in a row. And when they come back, is there anything different? Why were they out? And so it provides that safety net for children, not only the eyes on, like, is anything happening to this child? Are there unexplained injuries? But also a trusted person for that child to, perhaps outcry to of things happening in the home.
Something you are paying close attention to is the age of the victims that we're seeing right now during this pandemic. You see some signs in the ages of them. Explain that to us.
Sure. In our institution, and that's what I can speak to, we typically will see about 6 deaths a year from child abuse. And so far in calendar year 2020, we've already had 4. And usually in the child deaths that we see, they're infants. So primarily infants, and that would be children under 12 months of age. But what we have seen this year is that all of our deaths are preschoolers. So they're older. Um, they may have been in daycare or school where someone else may have seen signs before it was a terminal event. Um, and so my concern is that safety net missing for these children? All these children that came in and died were horribly battered. And so, your heart just goes out to what have they endured in that meantime until they actually came into the hospital and could be saved.
Dr. Coffman, so many people are doing as much as they can to help their neighbor. You got food banks that folks are doing. Just you name it, we're trying to pitch in. With this, how do we help children if we suspect that there is abuse?
Well, I think there's several things that we can do. I think as a community, those that are providing services for children and for parents can be aware that this is an increased time of stress for these families. And we have to keep providing those safety nets. The other thing, you mentioned it earlier, is the lunches and the food from the school still being provided. That's another contact point.